Hey everyone, it's Brian here. I'm Awake Are You. We have a lot to talk about today. This is a pre-tribulation rapture channel if you're tuning in for the first time. And we're looking at articles and things that point to the tribulation about to start. If it's about to start, that means the church is about to go home, because the church goes home before the tribulation starts. And it looks like we're about to go home. It's just amazing what we're seeing on television. You had that huge explosion in Iran yesterday or the day before, took out that facility that produces jet fuel, rocket fuel for their ballistic missile program, which you think is an accident, air quote accident. There was another explosion in Iran yesterday too, about 4 hours later. So is this all just a coincidence? Is this all going on? Well, Iran is negotiations with Israel and the U.S. right now, and Israel and U.S. are about to attack Iran. Is this a coincidence? I don't believe in coincidences. This is all being set up. This is all engineered. I don't believe it was an accident. And if you see online, the explosion was enormous. It looked like a small nuke going off. So you got that going on. You got all that going on. And today, happening right now, Spain and Portugal are in a total blackout. They lost power to most of their countries. What's that about? What's that about? Imagine the whole U.S. just losing power. And they're in darkness, and they're dealing with it as I speak. So what's caused that? They're said they're looking into it. They you know what? They know where power loss comes from. Somebody hacked them. Some weapon was used against them. Who knows? Who knows? This is the times we're living. This is how vulnerable our life is. Imagine wherever you live, all of a sudden the power just goes out, and there's no reason for it. And maybe it's out for days or weeks or months. What are you going to do? You can't buy gas. Gas pumps don't work. The food will be gone in 24 hours or less. I'm not putting fear in anybody. This is the reality of the world we live in right now. Why? Because we are in the last days. If you're born again, you are a last days saint. I believe, and I could be wrong, when we get to heaven, we're going to be known as the last days saints. Is that happen? I don't know. But we are the last days saints, for sure. I mean, it's obvious. Look what's going on. Things are not quieting down in this world, are they? They're amping up big time. It's just what's going on. And you got India and Pakistan ready to nuke each other. And I have articles talking about that. We're going to read here in a minute. You have scientists geoengineering the atmosphere. Why are they doing that? What's that for? Everything's changing. We're in the midst of a huge change in politics, in war, and in environment, all at the same time. Why is everything happening now at the same time? It's not like we're going through a period of earthquakes and natural disasters, and then a couple, 3 or 4 years from now, we go into a time of war, and then after that, we go into pestilence. It's all happening right now. Why? Because the tribulation is about to start. God is engineering and orchestrating all these events. He's speeding the clock up. I talked to a guy at church just yesterday, several guys, and even at work. Is it just me, or is time speeding up? We're almost in May. We just had the Super Bowl here in the U.S. in February, and it's already May. Where's time going? God is moving things fast, isn't he? He's moving things fast because he wants to bring his bride home. The wedding feast, the wedding in heaven is being prepared. The tables are being set. The dishes are being put out. The flowers are being put out. Everything is made ready for the wedding. Who's the bride? We are. Who's the bridegroom? Jesus is. Jesus is about to come and get his bride to take her to the wedding. I mean, when I read this stuff and I see these articles and see these videos, this is what it tells me. It tells me time is short. Oh, there's always been these wars. There's always been this stuff. Really? Like this? Really? Really? There's always been AI ready to surveil every human being on the planet. We've always had nuclear weapons through our history. They can just wipe everybody off the planet in 30 minutes. That's just in this last generation or two, since the 50s. Everything is escalated. Since Israel became a nation, you can just look at it. It's a timeline. Everything's escalated. What happened after Israel became a nation? They got their capital back, Jerusalem. What's happened since then? Nuclear proliferation, excuse me, that's a tongue twister. Nuclear war has been in the shadows, but now it's not in the shadows anymore. They're talking about it plain every day. Russia talks about it. Now Pakistan and India are talking about nuking each other. We've never had this in history. All the wars and all the famines, all the earthquakes, all the weird storms, and people are just weird. People are just weird. Things are happening. Something's affecting mankind. Their emotions, their feelings, everybody's on edge. They seem calm, but it doesn't take much to make them not calm. I'll read some articles here to prove my point, but we are the last generation of believers before the rapture. We are the final generation. And this generation that's watching this video, you saints out there, you're about to go on a trip. Because when you got saved, when you believe that Jesus died and buried and rose again, his blood and his body sacrificed on the cross paid for your sins. He rose on the third day. When you believe that, at that moment, your name was written down in the Lamb's book of life. And there's a city, the New Jerusalem, and only those who are written down in the Lamb's book of life can enter the city. You're about to enter that city. You're about to enter heaven. Because of what you did some time ago, whenever that date was for your salvation. That's your destiny. Your destiny isn't being rich. Your destiny isn't being famous. Your destiny isn't being successful, whatever you want to be successful at. And there's nothing wrong with any of those things I just said. But your real destiny are streets of gold. That's your destiny. That's where you're going to spend forever. That's where you're going to spend the rest of eternity. That's it. And whether the rapture comes today or death comes today, that's where you're going today if any of those events happen today. And everything I read, every single day, every week, point to that. It doesn't point to the world coming to peace. It doesn't point to everything working out in the world's going to the world's going to fix itself. It points to the opposite. The world is going into a turmoil called the tribulation, a time of Jacob's trouble. That's what all these articles are saying to us. They're not saying to us, it's getting better. It's saying to us, look up, your redemption draws nigh. That's what these articles say. That's what prophecy says. That's what prophecy is meant to do, is to warn people and get them ready to meet their maker. Those of you who don't know the Lord in your heart, you're going to meet your maker and you're not going to want to meet him. If you die today in your sins, you will be cast into hell. Get saved. Believe what I just said earlier about the gospel. Time is running out. Boy, is it. Wow. I mean, I did all these podcasts last week, and then over the weekend I did one on Saturday, and then even on Sunday I'm like, more's going on? Really? Lord, you're not holding back, are you, Lord? You're really amping things up. And okay, here's just start right here. Pakistan, this is on zerohedge.com. Pakistan and India exchanged second straight day of border fire on the brink. This is on express.com UK. Nuclear war fears explode as India and Pakistan trade gunfire after an attack. There's several mixed in here. I got to go through them. Here's one. This is on news18.com. 130 nukes facing you. Pakistani minister threatens India as tensions rise over India's treaty suspension. 130 nukes are facing you. That's a direct threat. Here's my shotgun. I got my shotgun on you. You want to really do this? Really? This is like a standoff right here. This should be talked about. This is one of the biggest stories on the news right now. It should be. India and Pakistan. India is the ally of U.S. Pakistan is the ally of China. This is almost like a proxy war. But it's just these proxies have nuclear weapons. We're in the last days. We're in the last days. If you can't see it, I don't know what to tell you. The times we're living are not normal times. This isn't like right before World War II. This isn't like during the Cold War. This is completely different. What's happening now is completely different than any other time in history. The events that are happening every single day are completely different than what's ever happened in the world since the beginning. And then you got this, right? And I've talked about this, about the Antichrist on Saturday. Then you got this guy, this Muslim calls him, it's on YouTube. It's all over YouTube. The one Muslim calling the Mahdi has appeared. Called the Mahdi has appeared. You saw the video. You can go on and look at it. Creeps me out. Darkness. The guy's just full of darkness. He's the Antichrist. He claims to be. He's a false prophet. The Antichrist is not going to be real. Let me just be upfront about this. And I said this on Saturday. We will not really know who the Antichrist is because we're going to be gone. In order for the Antichrist to take his power of position in the world and be declared that person, we have to be gone. The restrainer has to be removed. We can have an idea, but some people thought it was the Pope. I remember years ago, and I said this on Saturday, they thought the Pope was the last Pope. Obviously, that was wrong. Is this guy the Antichrist? I don't know. Do I care? Not really. No. If you can speculate, don't get me wrong, I said this Saturday, it's okay to speculate, try to figure out the day the rapture is going to happen, all that. It's kind of fun to figure that out. But in reality, actual reality, what Scripture says, no one knows the day or the hour, and we're not really going to know who the Antichrist is. We might have a 80% idea, 90% idea, but we're not going to know because we're not going to be here for his revealing. They're going to have a revealing party after we're gone, and it's going to be the Antichrist. They're thinking the peoples of the earth that lived during this time of the tribulation are going to think he's the Messiah, the Christ. But when he goes into the temple in the middle of the tribulation, declares himself to be God, and goes a little wackadoo, when he actually declares himself to be God, the Christ, it's not a good time. No. If you're on your roof, don't come off your roof. If you're out in the field, don't go home and get your jacket. Flee. Get out of there. Get out of Jerusalem. Head to the hills. Head to Jordan. Head to Petra in Jordan. That's where I believe that God will protect the Jews there and whoever else is with them. Could be wrong. So you got the Syrian leader. I talked about that on Saturday. You got this guy. What's it say in the last days? Many false Christs will come. Many false prophets. Think about this, saints. And I know you have. Don't get me wrong. Look all what's going on in the world. And now this fake Christ, this Muslim leader, is coming out. And now they're talking about Syria making peace with Israel as part of the Abrahamic Accords. And some people think he might be the Antichrist. All this is coming out right now. Is that a coincidence? Yeah, there's always been false Christ, the David Koresh and all that. But I'm not talking about a wackadoo guy. I'm talking, he's the president of Syria. This other guy is a Muslim. He's got a huge following. All this is happening right now. Ugh. I always told you, and I say this all the time, when the rapture, before the rapture happens, we're going to know, as time goes on, by the events happening in the world, more things are going to point to how close the rapture is. We're going to know almost for sure that it's soon. Not the exact day, the time, but as we go along, God's going to make it very clear how soon it is. He doesn't want us to be in the dark about this. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, starting in verse 1. That day shall not overtake you. That means you're going to see it coming. Doesn't mean you know exactly, but you know it's right around a certain time period. We are in that time period. We are definitely in that time period. Prophecy is making it very clear we're in that time period by the very articles I'm reading that talk about the prophecies of 2,500 years ago are telling us it's this time period. Is it this day? Is it today? Is it tomorrow? I don't know. It could be today. I'm just saying the generation that sees all this will know. We won't be in the dark. It's not going to overtake us and surprise us like, man, I didn't see that coming at all. No, we see it coming. And boy, do we. Every single day. And then you got all this stuff going on. And then the weather's been crazy, right? The weather's been wackadoo. And now experiments, this is on the commonsenseshow.com. Experiments to dim the sun will be approved within weeks. They want to dim the sun. You know, the chemtrails and all this. The UK's working on this. I know the US is working on this. Why do they want to dim the sun? I got to be careful with this one. The environment has been acting weird for a long time. And there's a certain group of people that are blaming natural things, why it's happening. I hope I'm doing this good. I don't want to get knocked off here. You understand? But in reality, there's another issue they don't talk about that we talk about and others talk about that's in outer space affecting that big ball of fire in the sky. And you guys, a lot of you have been here for a while, you know what I'm talking about. X marks the spot. How's that? Okay. They're not talking about that, but it's affecting our solar system, affecting that ball of fire in the sky, and it's affecting the earth. Hence, our feet are shaking. The weather's weird. All this stuff's going on. And it even is messing with people, personalities, because it's changing the pressure up. It's changing the pressure in the upper atmosphere. Everything is connected. When God made man on the earth, we kind of connected to each other. Not to nature. Okay, not that. We're not tree huggers. Okay. But everything's connected. When one thing goes out of balance, everything is affected. Everything's affected right now. Okay? I got to be careful. And now they want to dim the sky, the sunlight. Why? Because stuff is coming in from that big ball of fire and it's not good for us. They're trying to shield us from it. But they're not telling us that. They geoengineered our food, GMO food, right? What was that about? I know, years ago, I used to think, oh, they're trying to poison us. And yes, they are. Okay. They are. They totally are. But on the other hand, think about this. If that big ball of fire in the sky is putting out stuff that's harmful to us, harmful to our food on the ground, and they know this, they've known this for decades, so they geoengineer food that big ball of fire in the sky puts out high doses of whatever, it's not going to affect the food as much because it's engineered to withstand that. Because they knew a time was coming in the future that they didn't make this kind of food. The normal food that we grow wouldn't grow. Does that make sense? I'm just really, I got to talk like this. That's what's happening. It's also to hurt us, make us sick but not kill us, so we go to the doctor more, and that's another whole thing. Okay, it's another whole thing. But beyond that, they know this thing in space has been coming for a long time. They're preparing for it, and now it's here. At the same time, false Christs are coming out, where Pakistan's got India's got 130 nukes pointed at Pakistan. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. This is the times we live. This is the times we live. And you know, the attack has definitely been heating up. I can feel it, boy. And I know a lot of you can. And those who want to live godly lives will be persecuted. right? And that's what's happening because we're trying to live a godly life, trying to do the best we can, right? But soon, our Lord's about to come back and appear in the clouds at any minute, at any moment. It's obvious. I mean, I don't see how a person could look at the events going on and say, nah, everything's normal to me. If this is normal, what's abnormal? You guys know what I'm talking about. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. I want to go back to the false prophets and the Antichrist and those people that are coming out now. And know this, and know, verse 6, and you know, excuse me, Brian, use your words, and you know what restrains him now, so that it is in time he will be revealed. For the mystery of lawlessness is already at work. Only he who now restrains will do it until he is taken out of the way. Then the lawless one will be revealed, whom the Lord will slay with the breath of his mouth and bring to an end by the appearance of his coming, second coming. That is the one who is coming is in accord with the activity of Satan, not God, with all power and signs and false wonders, and with all deception of wickedness for those who perish, because they did not receive the love of the truth so to be saved. For this reason, God will send upon them a deluding influence, so they will believe what is false, in order that they all may be judged who do not believe the truth, but took pleasure in wickedness. But we should always give thanks to God for you, brethren, beloved of the Lord, because God has chosen you from the beginning of salvation through the sanctification of the Spirit in faith and truth. You've been chosen. You're a chosen person. God chose you. Why do you choose me and some others? Not others. I don't know. I really don't know. But I know he's chosen us, and he's chosen us to live in the times that we live right now. Right now. And we are not destined for the tribulation. That is not for us. And it's about to start. So if we're not here for the trib, then where are we? We're on a trip. We're not in the trib. We're going on a trip. We're going on a vacay. We're going to a place. How do you describe it? How about this? We'll try this. We'll try a few words here. A place that is totally peaceful. You're at peace. Not that people are hurting each other, but you inside, you don't have that struggle anymore. No more fighting with the flesh. No more fighting with the world. No more fighting with demonic powers. You're at total rest. We are about to be at total rest. And if you don't have that rest today, you can have that same peace that's in heaven. You can have it now. Why and how? Because the Prince of Peace, his Spirit, lives inside of you. The Spirit of peace. He lives inside me. He lives inside every born-again saint. He wants to bring peace today. I have a lot going on in my life that's trying to take my peace away, and I know you guys do too. And it's a fight. But remember, it's not our fight. It's his fight. And when we try to fight a fight that we're not supposed to be fighting, we get weary. When we give it over to him and let him fight for us, we have rest. Let him fight for you today, saints. Let the Lord fight for you. The battle belongs to the Lord. When darkness comes in, as the old Maranatha song, the battle belongs to the Lord. Where darkness comes in, there's a standard that's been set. The battle belongs to the Lord. There's a standard. It's blood, his body, his sacrifice, and the rising from the dead on the third day is the standard. We've already won. The enemy's lost. And we are about to go home. All these false Christs and all these wars and these explosions is all pointing to that. Can you believe what's going on right now? I can't believe it. Now it's a huge power outage in Spain and Portugal. The only thing that's for sure in this world, the only thing that's for sure in this world for you and me as a born-again believer is our destination, heaven. We are going to go to heaven at any moment. And if I don't see you in the tomorrow, I will definitely see you in the clouds. This is your brother Brian out. Bye-bye.